as we're gonna pick up tonight, we go in a different direction from the past solo sessions. When we did both Maeve and Kipley, we hopped backwards in time, briefly setting into past events and going for either dreams, memories, or some real life aspects as well. But tonight, we actually go ahead a few hours as we go to the waking moments. Is that Ash?
Yeah.
Ini Kak,
Yay!
I mean, Maka. Vroom, vroom.
ini Kak.
Help me, car.
The quality of your mic made that so much better. It actually sounded like the meme. That's great. Welcome, welcome. You're just starting off with the intro. You didn't miss anything.
Yay.
But we go ahead
Wow.
to tonight. As roughly, we're gonna say like 4 hours from where we last left off Friday night. It is now freezing cold on the outside. The moon kind of glistening over the snow, lighting up the wintry Paradise Peak Isles. And Mammoth, finding yourself in one of the many private rooms that has been offered to the party. It's right around time for you to head to sleep. Prepare for a long rest, get ready for the day tomorrow. A lot of important things, a lot of interesting things, and a whole lot of questions going through your head about both your party, a lot of introspective questions after your talk with Layla, and realizing the fate that was brought up about the ever-ending night sky, irresponsibility, Rictus being taken, Maeve being dead. You have a lot going on for a child, especially in such a short period of time. But as you head down for a long rest, exhaustion and the tired nature of your rather busy day help settle in as you close your eyes and fall backwards onto the waterbed. Kind of boom, 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 shaking a little bit. You feel yourself almost sinking in, slowly falling down into the almost strange, rubbery plastic of the bed. And you can feel yourself being submerged by water. Heavy, warm. And as you close your eyes, you open them. And similar in the past to how some woke up in dreams or their own separate mindscape, Mammoth, you open your eyes and you can see void, darkness, but also stars. Hundreds, thousands, countless small, blinking and twinkling dots surrounding you. As you look around, you can see beautiful colors painting this void with all different types of constellations. You can see swirling galaxies, stardust forming these large pillars, and all of these winding and weaving almost pathways. Just begin to look around, wonder, and process what is happening. You hear a familiar voice pop in beside you. So you hear brr, brr. You look down, you see Bruce, kind of not too big, only slightly larger than the size of an actual frog. Kind of just sitting at your foot, looking up at you. Just they hop from the ground to your shoulder, just kind of squat, looking around at the view. What are some of the initial thoughts that go through Mammoth's head before he does anything?
Definitely is a little taken aback by small Bruce, or maybe I don't know, maybe average, like normal sized Bruce or whatever. And kind of looking around, I guess. I don't think he's panicked or anything like that. I think he's just kind of curious, if anything.
As you take in your surroundings, I'm not worried by any means, just curious more than anything else. You can see the stardust constellations, almost like the entire world around you is slowly spinning. And it takes you a second to realize that you, in this current moment, are at its epicenter, because they're almost orbiting around you. A few moments go by. You hear burr, burr.
What do you have to show me now?
Brr, brr. And you watch as the frog hops, landing what seems to be nothing in front of you, but hitting some sort of solidity, and begins slowly hopping forward into the darkness, leaving behind the winding and weaving constellations.
We'll follow behind.
You begin to follow. The brightness of the expanse dimming. As you walk out into the darkness, a calm washes over you. And at the same time, a small bit of doubt begins to almost wipe that away. As you look back, you can see that light getting further and further away as you get deeper and deeper into darkness, to the point where you cannot see anything except for the small, starry, glittering frog in front of you. Everything within 5 feet is just pitch black. Not even dark, but just the lack of color of anything except for whatever this vacuous space is. And you walk and walk. And eventually you see another light in front of you. A silhouette. Vaguely humanoid. But it looks almost like a drifting specter. No real form, but just moving, floating around in space. Almost as if lost or unaware of your presence as it drifts right by Bruce, almost passing through him, before settling 15, 20 feet away as the faceless, or expressionless face, excuse me, begins to just stare off in distance, looking back the way you presume that you came. It's hard to tell in this empty void. A few moments go by, and you hear another voice one you haven't heard in a very long time. It's been a long time, my boy.
I thought that was you.
How did you know?
Well, Bruce may have given it away a little bit ago.
Ah, cheeky bastard. I thought I was being a little sneakier than that. How have you been, Mammoth? I've missed you.
I've been good for the most part. No complaints.
Have you enjoyed your time off the island?
I have. I met a bunch of cool people and we go do a bunch of cool stuff.
I've seen some of it, not much. But Bruce has shown me things every now and then. I'm sorry I wasn't able to reach out sooner. I should have reached out sooner, but I wanted you to see the world, experience it a bit, live a little before I brought up any problems or caused any worry for you.
That was nice.
Well, I try to care every now and then. And you see the form begins to shift down from this kind of larger specter into a slightly taller than you, kind of portly shape, and materializing as kind of this blue mist begins to form tighter and tighter together. Star dust and particles in the air begin to compress. You see, although still ghostly and not fully visible, slightly transparent, you see the form of your grandfather as he kind of looks down at you with his big bushy smile. You see the portly halfling man just kind of looking you up and down, walking to your left and right, just in the same way that a grandmother, as soon as you go and visit her, will begin to comment on how tall you've grown, how much you've changed. You see, he's clearly looking for any of the similar signs without immediately doting on you or trying to be overwhelming. It seems like you've been through a lot, my boy. You've changed. Hopefully for the better, but you have changed.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's for the better, but it's definitely not worse, I don't think.
And you see he kind of just sits down on the ground in front of you. Now going almost eye to eye with slightly taller still, but only by about a foot. I know Bruce told you things. Small excerpts, small little bits of information, but I could feel you reaching out and tapping into the stone that you found. Trying to understand it as it was trying to understand you. I wish I could have helped guide you better, but you seem to be slowly learning its purpose, your purpose, as time goes on. How much do you currently know about our family? About what we've done in the past?
Really not that much, just that I guess we were all kind of did things with the rock and hung out with Bruce and whatnot.
You're not completely wrong. In a way. Mm, yes, we, for generations, not every generation, but skipping a few every now and then, a stone would find us. We would have a choice of accepting it or leaving it behind. And most of us took the former. And it would tell us things. It would bring us visions and long tales of what we were meant to do. But for some reason, you had Bruce before the stone. Appears he was looking out before it had even made contact. I'm very appreciative. I'm very happy to see this spirit that we raised long, long ago is still looking out for our kin, but it had me wondering. And that's why I wanted to come and have a chat with you tonight. Every few generations, couple hundred of years or so, maybe more, maybe less, there's a creature, a being, tries to come into this plane, this world, do terrible things to it. Not out of hate or spite or anything like that. It's something that feasts on stars, on light, wishes to drown out anything it can get its hands on, feed the insatiable hunger that lies within it. I fought it long ago, a long, long time ago. I had Bruce by my side, although he looked a little different than your version of him, but he still stood with me. I figured your fate would be the same, so I asked and reached out to Bruce to keep an eye on you, to make sure you're alive, well, and that you could live long enough to see that your part of the family lineage is done. However, that changed recently. I was looking for signs of the beast, seeing if the world was having tears within it, rifts, portals, anything out of the ordinary, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find anything wrong. Change is always around us, but signs for the beast showing up weren't there. So I started looking for you to see if you'd seen anything, heard anything. Nothing on your end either. It was a long way to get here, but my point is I am unsure of when or how or if it's the same as before. This thing, this self-fulfilling prophecy our family lineage has dealt with for generations. I'll look into this as long as I need to, but I don't want you to worry about it. You may be needed down the road. You may have important duties, perhaps, but you're also only a child. You're still young. You have so much to learn, to see, to grow, to enjoy. So try to do those things for me.
All right.
But tell me. And it kind of leans and scoots a little closer. What has been some of your favorite things you've seen so far? Have you found anything fun about the world?
I don't know. I think so. I'm kind of coming up empty though. I know that I've had a lot of fun, and I know that I have a lot more things to worry about now.
Hi.
But I don't know. I I think I like the quiet moments the best. Where my friends and I are just hanging out.
Right. Well, I see you meet new friends. Not just the ones you travel with, but the sea creatures. Tell me about them.
Yeah. I we were floating above the water going somewhere, I don't know. And they wanted to eat us, but I convinced them that they shouldn't do that. And so they said that they would let us live if we helped them out. And so we went and we fought some other sea creature things. And yeah, that's pretty cool.
Spoken like a true druid. I was hoping, in one way or another, you'd be able to experience what it's like to have community. There's not many of us left. Hard to find. Even fewer want to be found, but always remember nature's still around you. Through one medium or another. And you'll find a lot of company there. I saw them. Little orange sharkies. I saw them when they were circling your ship. And you were talking with them and they recognized you. And that's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, but so much has happened since then. So it was nice to see them.
You've had a very, very busy couple of months.
Yeah.
Barely even a couple. But you should take more time for yourself. I know it's hard to say or do with your friends being how they are, but I don't want you to feel like you have a lot of responsibility, a lot of things that you need to do. I mean, look at this. And he kind of gestures around, and you see there's just the endless expanse of nothing, and the stars, the kind of dome that you left behind, you can see is now expanded to cover the entirety of the area, now lighting up this almost strange ambient space. You can now see the floor as well, and it looks like it is solid. But you can see almost ripples on the surface of it as your grandfather kind of rocks back and forth on his feet. You see, I haven't had much to tell you about. I wanted to see if I could raise you longer, have more time together. Let you experience fun with anyone or anything that you could find. I didn't see the island sinking I didn't know what was coming, and I certainly didn't know what would happen to the rest of the family, but you were taken too early into the world. You're a kind soul, Mammoth. Truly. One of the kindest I've ever met in my life. You even made friends the day of your rescue. Do you remember them? The group of people you traveled with?
Kind of. Not really.
Random strangers on the open ocean. And a small child holding onto a frog. Miles offshore, anywhere near the nearest land. And there you are. Ship goes by, you make friends, and you convince them to bring you all the way to paradise. You're impressive, kid. You're real impressive. See, I wish I was like that when I was your age. I never had those opportunities, those chances that you get when you talk to people. I like being by myself in nature, enjoying everything at my own pace. And you followed in that path a little bit too, but I mean, there was a reason I lived on an island for most of my life. I do miss seeing the world. Sorry, I was rambling there for a second. Please stop me here. This is your moment. This is your experience. I'm sure you must have questions about everything. If you need answering, I'm here.
Uh, yeah. I have a lot that they just kind of show up, and then I forget them when something else happens. So it's hard to keep track, but
You got your mother's memory.
I guess.
She forgot everything. From where she left her shoes to whether she was holding her staff in her left hand while she was holding it. Sorry. Memories. Please, what's on your mind?
I guess I'd like to know where we are.
We're home. The true home of all of our kind. We're descendants of stars. We're all made of them. We came from them. And we'll return to them one day. And this is our little remembrance.
I'm made out of stars.
Oh, of course you are. I'm made of stars. You're made of stars. Bruce is made of stars. Your friends are made of stars. The ground that you're standing on, all of it's made of stars. No one really knows it, though.
I can't imagine it'd be terribly obvious.
This plain world, it's so much bigger, older, full of far more secrets than people ever would bargain to ask. But that's just one of our little family secrets we like to carry on. Many more juicy ones. A few more fun ones.
What are the juicy ones?
Well, did you know? Down the line, not now, of course, but stars encompass your world, our world, in a literal sense. Meaning, when people use them to try and find islands or directions, anything in between, you're literally following something as it guides you to where you want to go. One of our secret, I guess you could say, secrets of the trade is our family line has been able to follow those stars in a different way. Not just forwards, but backwards. Where were you 24 hours ago? On your ship, right?
Yeah, that
Middle of
sounds
the
right.
ocean. What if I told you, not now, but maybe later down the road, you could be there in a snap? He kind of snaps ghostly fingers. Blink an eye. In the middle of the ocean. You, all your friends. Plop. Just like
Well,
that.
can you do that?
Of course.
Can you tell me?
I don't know if I can show you here. It's not really effective, but sure, why not? I'll give you an example. You know, you have your boots on, right?
I've got my boots on.
Walk around in a circle for me.
All right.
Get up and walk around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now go ahead and use them.
Okay.
Use your bonus action to activate the boots of the winding path, and you zip back down to sitting. You feel that? You were once somewhere. You went somewhere else. Now you're back there.
Yeah.
Imagine that. But across far, far distance. You see me here. Turn around.
Okay.
You turn and look off in the distance, and you see another kind of ghostly specter, roughly about 120 feet, 150 feet away. Take a second. Close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You hear from afar. I can't obviously shout, but you hear from afar. Open them. You
Mammoth
blink
opens them.
open. He's not there. You turn around. About 200 feet away, kind of floating a few inches above the ground, you see your grandfather smiling, still sitting cross-legged. I don't know if this helps. I can't really show you the other one, but this is the closest that I could do.
Can you teach me?
He
That seems pretty handy.
disappears into stardust, and you watch as a small cloud kind of puffs up right next to you, and he appears, still sitting cross-legged, smiling at you. You learn it eventually. The stone will
Right.
help teach you, and Bruce will help teach you as you grow, learn. But you'll be able to do much bigger things than that.
Can I fly?
Horse? You're a boy amongst stars. Why couldn't you? Plus, you
I've
already got
gotta
a
use
fancy
a
broom.
broom. Yeah, I gotta use a broom for that now, but
My boy, you'll be able to do things far surpassing flight. There's many perks to be born into our family tree. You've already seen a few.
have
You're
I?
going to see many more. Yes, of course.
Like the frog.
Oh, the frog and your little bow that you make and your chalice. Oh, the various starry forms. You've only scratched the surface. They'll grant you many more things down the road,
Oh,
and you'll
I
be
hadn't
able to
thought of
use them
that.
more often for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? But you are also special. You'll be able to do more than. Well, you'll be able to do more I could ever in my entire life.
What is that?
Mammoth, come on. You're
What?
special. You know it. You're one of a kind. No one's like you. You are both the mind of a child and the will of something far, far greater. I mean, if you put any other child in the position you've been in, they'd have either gone crazy, left your group of friends, or have probably perished.
I've come pretty close.
Pretty close, but you're still standing. By your own merits.
I definitely had some help.
We all do. You never go alone in this world. And you chose people that clearly you're willing to both live and almost die for. I hope you keep the almost part.
Well, I do what I need to.
Hmm. So he just kind of smiles at you. You see, he kind of looks you over once more. I'm sure you'll grow soon. Sprouting like a weed, they always do. Going far taller, stronger than I ever was. Oh, and I saw your little friend. What did you call him again?
Hieronymus Jackson, the
Where
Krangler.
did you get that name, young man?
By accident.
It is both adorable and oh so concerned that you could think of something so large and out there. Hieronymus. Never heard that used before his name. It's a good name. Never heard it. The Krangler part you lost me on, but the first part's fun.
Yeah. I wanted to, I mean, I was okay with something simple, like Bush, or Bush Dude, or Bush Guy, or
Yeah.
Shrub Guy. But he didn't like any of them. And so I got kinda,
Intelligent and wily creatures those are.
yeah, I don't really know what's up with him yet. I think I may have done something I don't understand.
But that's most things in life. If you already knew what everything was or what the outcome would be, nothing would be fun or surprising anymore.
That makes
Wait,
sense.
although I will tell you, awakened shrubs tend to have a little personality depending on who makes them. They're kind of like the yin to someone else's yang. And while you're more reserved, quiet, and caring in your own way, I have a feeling any shrubs you make are going to be hyperactive, strange, very overcommittal. I think I
Hmm.
watched it climb a ladder and fall down that same ladder for an hour straight, which is both entertaining and sad. Because I was rooting for him, but he just wasn't making it.
Yeah, I'll have to take him up there sometime.
Yeah. Sometime.
Hmm.
I'm glad you found roots one way or another. It's a hard world to be a druid. Even harder world to grow up as one. You
It
know,
hasn't been that bad.
I'm glad you see it that way. if you ever need to reach out to me or any of the family, you can use the stone. That's one of the other reasons of why I came here. You see, he reaches out his hand and holds out the polished and kind of smooth stone with the single circle in the center of it. You don't just need to talk to people, though. It can do a number of things. Plants, soil, trees, mountains, rolling plains, valleys. This stone is the foundation, one of the pieces of the foundation of this plane. You can use it to talk with people. Things, animals, Bruce even.
No.
But you can also use it to talk with us, dear. I know you're alone right now. And you don't have us to support you. And I'm so glad you found your family. Away from your family. But you always have us. Whether you need advice, information, or just want to talk, we'll be here. Just like this. And you see he puts his finger on the stone and vanishes. And you're left completely alone. Sit in darkness for a few moments. Anything that Mammoth does?
Kind of look around and wait for him to come back patiently.
Oh god. How long does Mammoth wait?
Probably like a minute or two.
You wait 2 minutes, nothing happens.
Did he take my stone or his own?
He tapped the stone in your hand.
Oh. Okay.
He was
I'll-
holding up a replica of it in his own.
Okay. I'll try to tap it in the same way that he did.
You tap it and he appears and goes, Sonny, that took you way too long to realize.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm just joking. But you can do a lot with this thing. Whether you want to reach out to us or reach out to places you've been. It'll guide you wherever you want to go. Wherever you need to go. Alright?
Alright.
Alright. It was lovely seeing you, kiddo. Is there anything that you'd like to ask about or anything you'd like to do while you have me here?
Not really.
See his semi-saddened face kind of wash over him. Alright. Well. The Cricket sympathy points just showing up sober. I know. I know you wanted to do it with your friends first, but consider this small gift from your granddad, even though I'm far, far away. Here's another fun thing druids can do. And you kind of blink and close your eyes for a moment, and as you open them, you're lying again on the waterbed, kind of still jiggling around a little bit. You see, you did sink in like a few inches, not nearly as deep as it felt like, but you do kind of have to sit up and kind of look around. And as you kind of look around the room, you can see the nightstand that's right next to your bed. There is a small mug that was not there before. And you see kind of scampering out of the room this small little, looks like to be either weasel or rat-like creature that kind of looks back at you, chitters, and then shoves its head underneath the door frame and just burrows underneath the door.
Is there anything in the mug?
You look inside and you can see there is some sort of thick and large amount of, looks like to be scooped cream of some sort. It feels cold as you put your face over the top of the mug. It looks to be a small wooden spoon of some kind of strange, polished, and very fancy make stuck within it.
Can I put a spoonful in my mouth?
Make me a constitution. Not kidding. You take a bite. Actually, yeah, go ahead and give me a constitution saving throw.
Oh,
13 is DC 10. You you feel the top of your mouth kind of running up to your head for a few moments. Twinge in ice cold pain, and you can feel your body almost stop for a moment, standing in place as you get mild effects of brain freeze. But the taste and the texture is unlike almost anything you've ever had before. Rich and creamy and almost melting away in your mouth, with a slight hint of vanilla. You go and you take another small bite, and it is delicious, would not do it justice. And after a few more, you can start to feel this kind of hit, a little bit of energy building up within you. And you feel the need to consume more. Does Mammoth finish the mug?
fuck yeah.
Takes you a good 5-6 minutes before you finish your last spoonful. You could feel kind of your belly swelling a bit, tummy rumbling, and can feel your body is just kind of pulsing almost with this strange energy. You just feel active, alive, like you want to do something, like you could do anything. Just get a little bit of a coasting sugar high, and you also get 10 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Which will last until your next long rest. But for the moment, you feel alive in new ways that you haven't felt before. And you also feel like you really want more of whatever you just had. Was
can
there
I like
okay.
tell it's ice cream or like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
You after eating enough of it, you put two and two together.
okay.
After finishing the mug and being left alone in this kind of state of fervor, is there anything that Mammoth does? Or would like to do or try?
uh, uh, well, first he'll probably like, because I assume it's still pretty early or late.
It's still pretty late, yeah. It's like
Okay.
roughly, we'll say 11 o'clock at night, 11:30.
He'll try to go back to sleep a little bit, and then obviously he's a bit antsy.
You lie back down on the bed, and it boing, boing, boing. ripples as you do. It takes you a good hour and a half to fall asleep as you just continually bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. You kind of get into a pattern where you just keep bouncing up and down because even though it takes only a little bit of your consciousness to continue to do so, it keeps you active as you just kind of continue to boing, 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 till eventually they slow and you feel the crash begin to hit as all the energy in your body is drained from you. And you close your eyes and you don't open them again as you fall into a deep slumber. A few hours later, you open. You're no longer in dark expanse. You look around and you can see shrubbery, greens, palm trees, almost a thick tree line of them expanding out around you. It reminds you of Paradise Peak in a way, but the more that you observe and as you continue to spin around, it's strange. It feels familiar, but you don't recognize where you are. There's a moment of kind of slight panic that sets in as you don't see Bruce, you don't see your grandfather, you don't see anyone around you. You're completely stranded on what looks like to be this large, thick, and populated jungle. You can hear sounds of animals chirping, various different hoots and howls coming from the treetops. You see an evening sky roll over your head, chill, cold moonlight lighting up your surroundings. And as you look around, you can see there's stars in the sky, but as you continue to watch, being left with not many other choices, you watch as one by one, a few begin to twinkle out, going dark. Beautiful, almost sprinkled night sky of all these various white specks begins to go darker. You can feel the air getting colder, and you're just left this chilling unease. As you hear this voice begin to slowly creep in. Soft at first.
Child, it has been quite a while. How has life been treating you, young Mammoth?
With whom am I speaking?
We've spoken briefly once before. Few times, actually. I've helped watch over you. I've helped ensure your success and survival. And I've made your life more interesting by the very minute.
Are you the Chaos Lady?
Good. You remember.
And you can see the vision around you slowly fades. And instead, the palm trees now turn into banners, the stars in the sky turning into lanterns, the expanse of the kind of friendly natural greens immediately reverting into black, smooth stone stairway, excuse me, leading up to the massive grayish, blackish stone throne that you saw before. And you see the same figure, darken outline silhouette, one hand kind of holding up their head as they cock it to the side, staring down at you. As you were once again back in the Monarch of Mischief's chamber.
How have you been, young boy? Been a while since you've leaned on my power. Since you tasted what you could do, what we could do together. You've seen much. How has it weighed on your shoulders?
Relatively light.
Really? That's
Kind
interesting
of.
to hear. You remain unaffected by what you've seen around you.
I suppose. Well, I'm not unaffected, but I don't, it happened. And I was a part of it, so. I mean, I don't see. That's that,
You have a very interesting perspective for someone so young. I actually quite like children. Fascinating little creatures.
Thanks.
You are spark of so much joy, chaos, and mischief that you don't even require outside help, influence to do wonderful and amazingly interesting things. But I've noticed you seem different for a halfling your age. More reserved, slightly more intelligent. But you do not act like a child. You don't have the same wonder, the same look in their eyes as they gaze upon a rainbow, or see an opportunity to seize a button from a pauper's coat.
I like rainbows.
But I don't think you see the purpose behind them. I don't think you understand what they can be. They hold rain droplets in the air, drifting above people's heads. Would it not be hilarious if they all dropped at once and splattered on some poor passerby?
Isn't that just rain?
There it is. Stumped. Not inspired. My support for you has been waning a little. Your friends, well, they never cease to amaze. I like the smaller one. The bat. I forget her name.
Kipley.
But Kipley, thank you. She provides me much joy.
Me too.
As an example, you should live up to, child. Chaos incarnate, but not chaos for chaos' sake. Mischief for the purpose of mischief. Thousands of different outcomes, actions that you could take, but she, and your smoky friend as well, always managed to find a fantastic middle ground. Something that I would only dream of, hope for.
Well, I'd like to, but I don't think that the rest of the people would.
See, I bring you here today because I think we need to have a talk. I granted you power, temporarily so, yes. But I did do you a great favor in keeping you alive against the fight of your sins, as they call themselves. And I've helped add in little helpful tidbits every now and then, with not just you, but your friends, and helping them with their adventures or small random tasks. But you see, I only help people who are interesting, and your interest is slowly dwindling down to zero. So, I come with an offer. I would like to see your friends do well. I'd like to see you do well. Accomplish oh so many great things. And of course, make it interesting all along the way. But I can't do that if it's just so much of a bore. So, allow me to make your life more interesting. To fuel your creative decisions, to allow you to have that wonder that every child should. And with a child that has power like you do, together we could do great things. Pranks the world has never even heard of before, setting the course of history. Each action. What say you?
Well, I think you're wrong. I think that I'm a curious person, but a lot of times if I like, it seems like we would get into bad situations if I just did what I wanted to do all the time.
It's not
Like
what
when
you
I yelled at
want.
that guard, I
That
just
was
wanted to see what
hilarious!
happened.
No, 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 no,
I
no, no,
actually
no, no, no.
agree.
That was dynamite. I need more of it. That one moment gave me enough hope to have this conversation before I pulled my graces from your grasp. You see, it is not acting on impulse that I seek from you, my child. I merely wish for you to be free. Free to do whatever you want, free to be creative, free to not have to worry about consequence nor fear of action. When you think of something you wish to do, you should not ask, why? Or should this be done? You should ask, how can I do it? You should ask, how can I help my friend? How can I make this situation funnier? How can I make that person that I don't like? How can I make their life miserable? Don't you agree?
I'd like to say yes,
Then say
but I
yes.
don't know if you're a very good influence.
And how would you have the judge of such thing? I've done nothing but help you, my dear child. Saved your life 2 times in a row. 3 if you include your little mix-up with the poppers.
Well, it seems like the kind of thing you like and the kind of thing that I like are similar, but
What?
It doesn't seem right.
Why, what morality? What thought process brings you to this not right conclusion? Tell me.
Well, I don't think Mustang or Reese would approve of a lot of stuff.
They have done crazy and wild things in their own rights. Your blue friend chopped off her arm the very day that you met her. The smoky one does crazy things all the time, gambling on a whim. Surely you like to join them. Give in to the same desires that they do. Look how far it's gotten them. Look what it's achieved. They've done wonderful things. Your friend, Kipley, created something that will be remembered in this world for generations. All underneath the banner of chaos. Releasing a Varnak from chains. Charming an entire group of gods after insulting them. And after being chained, making them free you. Small, minor things creating an effect that will slowly trickle down, hitting one stone into another until it creates an entire wave affecting the future. Don't you want to be part of that change, that flowing tide?
Yeah, but I'm afraid of what will happen. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Why do you fear consequence?
Why wouldn't I?
As you have not seen it yet.
But I can imagine it.
Imagination holds no bounds, but if you fear something, facing it will help more than anything else. If you never try something because you're afraid, it could be something that you're fantastic at. Your life's calling. But you never took the leap. You never thought to try to fly. So you stayed on the ground looking up. Is that what you like to do with your life, Mammoth? Simply look up at the sky.
Not exactly, but I don't know. I can't act on the things that I want to do because it is going to end up hurting people, like I said.
What is it that you want to do? Tell me. If you could do anything. No missions, no end of the world, no finding friends, no worries. A worry-less world for Mammoth. What would you want to do? Anything.
Can I pick two?
Sure.
Well, my first thought was I think it would be really cool to fall for a super long time from a really high place. And then the second one is to run really fast into a solid wall.
Why don't you do those things? Those are wonderful ideas. Both so beautiful. The
I
feeling
could.
of falling.
The floor vanishes beneath you. You begin to plummet. You can feel wind rapidly pushing against your face.
You look around you, and you are free falling above the island of Paradise Peak, soaring 500 feet per 6 seconds down towards the mountain and the rocky cliffside. And you can hear the voice of the Monarch of Mischief in your ear. The exhilarating feeling of flight and fall, of dance and song. Look, understand, Mammoth. This is your dream, and it could be reality so easily. And as you soar through the sky, you pull out your lapper, but you do not glide. You simply continue to fall. You move and you scoop through the air, and you just are fighting against a wind and a force that is far beyond you. But you do feel exhilaration. You feel alive as the ground begins to rapidly approach. Close your eyes. You open them, and you're back in the throne room.
Well, that's
Was it-
different.
Can be so much better than that. So much more. Your wishes are not paltry. Nor would this affect any of your friends, never mind yourself. You possess great power, my young child. You realize you can make these things come to fruition.
Yeah, but I guess like that's like falling out of the sky is I guess something that it's not necessarily something that I wanted to do, but I just wanted to see what would happen. Like, do you ever like I don't know, think about really like awful things and just what would
Usually,
happen? Like, I
what would
don't want
happen?
to like I don't know, cause harm to anybody, but I want to see what would happen maybe.
If what?
I don't know, like if I just
Threw a star at someone?
yeah, or like pushed somebody off of the boat. Like I don't want to do that.
Oh,
And
my
I never
young
do it,
boy.
but I don't but I know what would happen.
Do you?
Yeah, if I pushed somebody off the boat, they'd fall into the water.
Would they? You've
Probably.
never tried it before. It's unexpected, it's unexplored. Those thoughts are the ones you should be listening to. The ones that can help you. Hold that image in your mind of all of that could, that should be, and let it guide you. And go ahead, if you could please, and make me a charisma saving throw. 4. You feel the world stops for you. The NFL draft continues for Kipling. The perception of time and space vanishes. You open your eyes. You're on the Dragon's Vow. You can see standing next to you is Duradon. Large, kind of scythe blade in hand. Just kind of staring out, keeping watch. See, looks like it's mid-afternoon, maybe 12 o'clock. He's standing on the side of the ship. Starboard bow, excuse me. You see, you point out into the distance, and you say something. You can't hear the words, but you know that you are speaking. You can feel the vibrations of your body speaking. And you see Dirdon kind of look and put his hand over his eyes to try and help cover the midday sun as he peers out, trying to see what you're pointing at. You reach out, and you give him a push. You feel a little as spell energy releases from your hand, and he goes flying 15 feet off the boat and crashes down into the waves below. A moment later, you watch as the ocean, in a rush, spits him back out onto the boat as he slams into the wood next to you, kind of carving a large divot into the dragon's vow. You see he's laughing, hysterically so, grabbing his stomach, coated and drenched in seawater and foam, as he pulls pieces off and rubs out his hair, and you can see it's just laughing hysterically. You blink, and you're flying on your broom, Kipley on the back of it. Both of you having some sort of conversation, smiling, laughing, chuckling. You feel her gently and playfully punch your shoulder as you make a joke. You look out over the evening sky, and you get a sudden urge, that sudden feeling, and you push her off the broom and watch her plummet and fall, rapidly descending, racing towards the ocean beneath you. She vanishes beneath clouds. A few moments later, reaching through, you see wings spread, the bat-like glider wings that she has in shifter form spreading out wide and large in the moonlight as she bats them, rising up to meet you on the broom once more. And you can't hear it, but you can see her mouth again as you push her off once more, and she falls and plummets and goes right back for the clouds and joining you. And you continue to do this, and you can feel the fun and enjoyment and the childlike impulse that's driving you to do this. The idea that you know it's just a stupid prank or some weird joke, but it's just so fun in the moment. You see a large elephant standing in front of a brick wall. It looks at you, you look at it. You raise your hand forward, and a beam of starlight shoots out, impacts, and blasts a hole into the wall, kind of burning the brick around it as your guiding bolt kind of pierces through. And you see the elephant kind of rear back on its hind legs, trunk blaring, and coming out of the trunk, a beam of similar starlight shoots out and shoots a hole for the brick wall. And it's absurd, and it's funny. And then you charge towards that brick wall as fast as you can, running at it, and you try and jump through the hole that's far too small for you to fit through. But you emerge for the other side. You can feel yourself glowing with stardust and potential. And as you pop out the other side, you take a step forward, and you're back in the waterbed, back in Garen's Crossing. You look outside, the moon is still high in the night sky. Going off the pattern of the stars and the moon, you'd probably guess anywhere between 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You remember the conversation. You remember having the interaction and all that which followed with your grandfather, Monarch Mischief, everything that was talked about. you don't remember is the smile curling across her lips as chaos begins to slowly seep into the very gullible and susceptible mind of a small halfling child. As you're lying about in the waterbed, you look around the room. You can see, same as before, nothing has changed. But you look at the mug. A smile crosses your face. Thought, before you went to bed, if you wanted more of this, that you wanted to just keep eating it, no matter what, crosses your mind. And you watch as a small little explosion of dust appears in the air next to you. And you find yourself walking over to the window, opening it up, and you watch as this small midnight black raven grabs the cup and flies off into the night. You stare out, enjoying the cold air blowing the room, kind of bristling your hair. You can feel the small specks of what is now just barely dusting snowflakes falling into the room and slowly kind of sizzling off your face. A few minutes go by, and you hear the sound of what is like a small argument or a small bit of shouting. Hey! Hey! Give it back! Give it back! Off in the distance. 2 minutes later, the bird returns, sets down a mug. Inside it, you see, almost filled to the brim, same spoon that you ate before, fully refilled with cream. You dig in, eat, downing the entire mug once more. That little bit of a sugar high intensifies. And as the little bit of a smile and smirk slowly washes off your face, you lie back down, attempting to go to sleep. But unfortunately, Mammoth does not find rest this night. As all these ideas begin to keep pouring into your head, all of the various different thoughts you've had throughout your life, of what you might want to try and do, experience, all of these random bits of impulse. Think of all the things that you can do. You're a druid. You can wild shape. You can summon a creature. You can control the stars. What limit does a child with such an imagination have? None. As you gain a level of exhaustion from your night of sleepless rest. We're gonna call it there for tonight, unfortunately.
Hmm.
I apologize. I know it's a little shorter than the others, but a number of reasons that is very important cannot move it forward. We will continue when we pick up next week for our actual campaign of what happens the next morning. But for the sake of wanting to save spoilers and for having fun group interactions, we will leave it there. However, you can go ahead and mark it down somewhere in your notes, and I already have it written in mind. That you have 1 point lost in Mammoth sanity.
Oh my god.
What?
What the fuck?
Did you
I'm
think
going off the
making
deep
it?
end, baby.
Did you think making a deal with a monarch would have no drawbacks?
Uh,
I didn't
I don't
know
know what I'm doing.
sanity was involved in this game.
Oh, so many things are involved in this game that you guys are not aware about. But
Oh
I will
no.
say, this. Of course, you're free to make your own decisions, and nothing's going to stop you from doing so. However, going forward, in the same way, because I think you have, I think we've actually talked about before. But you know Baldur's Gate 3, right, Ryan?
Mhm.
You know the Dark Urge.
I do know the Dark Urge.
Oh my god.
The closest
Intrusive thoughts,
resemblance,
baby.
the closest resemblance to of that, in a more chaotic and mischievous nature, has now been welcomed and let itself in to Mammoth life.
You're legit becoming fucking Chucky.
Mammoth Sturge.
Oh my god.
So, going forward in the future, as you come across chaotic decisions and reach chaotic pathways, roleplay, of course, will be your own. But every now and then, a saving throw, a hint of an idea, may lead to either rewards, if you give in, or if you try and resist, more potential problems along the way.
God, I love that.
That we will have to see another time.
I cannot believe this.
Man.
But
That's crazy.
in other news, you do have all of your various item abilities slap dab on your stat sheet now.
Yeah, I saw.
And you have access to all of them. You know, now going forward, you can speak to either your living and or dead ancestors, and ask them questions daily. And you get all of the various other benefits that the stone has to offer. In the same sense that whenever Kipley goes into kind of a deeper dream state or vision-induced sleep, and she enters her little beach mind palace, you now have your own in your little circle of stars.
It's the funny zone.
I did not have time to make an actual
The funny
visual
zone.
image, but I'll make one for next week. And the funny zone is very funny. It's a good
That fucking rocks, dude.
name. I figured that would be something that you would find enjoyable.
Yeah,
Like
I very
chaos
much like
reign,
that.
baby. But yeah, just look forward to seeing some of that in the future.
That's gonna be so
Luckily,
cool.
luckily, I do have various different both written rules and a table that I occasionally look at for those who may deal or the deal with the Monarch of Mischief and took that level 10 bonus in the fight, of whether or not they meet the requirements to keep her boon, keep her aid. Luckily, most of you are already chaotic enough or cause enough problems in the world that doesn't require any further rolls. But for the child that had a lot of restraint and hesitation, action needed to be taken.
I was just imagining the Monarch of Mischief waiting outside in a line of people trying to get into Mammoth streams.
That's
It's
hella
just
funny.
a little line of like fuck. It's like the movie Soul, or just a bunch of just little
Yeah.
actual images floating towards a doorway. She's just stamping her foot, waiting to get in.
God, this old guy's taking ages.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I got here first, but family and friends get to go in first, asshole. I see how it is.
Dude, fucking Grandpa Mammoth goes crazy. That guy's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to be him when I grow up.
He's just a silly little guy.
Santa.
I love. Yeah, he kind of does look like halfling Santa. I love. I tried to match your color scheme that you chose for Mammoth, and I
Mhm.
found him, and I was like, oh my god, it's perfect.
It's
It
literally
literally
perfect.
looks
Yeah.
the same. And he has a cute little beret hat too.
Yeah, dude, he knows what's good.
He knows what's up.
He looks like he makes a mean loaf of bread, but like the kind of loaf of bread that you slap on the inside of a stone oven and you let it bake on the side of the wall.
We
That's what he looks like.
call that cave bread, motherfucker.
Beef
Welcome to the
bread.
grove.
Welcome to the Grove, bitch.
Welcome to the jungle. uh. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I apologize if it's shorter than most, but
No, that's fine.
there's a lot that needs to happen, and I wanted
Yeah.
as many people. If we had everyone here, I would have continued, but I wanted to have as many people here as possible. I didn't want Jared or Caitlin missing out on it.
Witness me!
Witness me. Witness chaos being born.
That's what Dom says.
Beautiful.
Witness me! I can't believe I've missed 2 of the other personal sessions. Like, this one was so good. I'm so sad I missed the other ones.
This one, by far, the most laid back solo session. Maeve's was literally a journey into hell, and her soul being tortured. Kipley was having a really depressing conversation with her patron, her sponsor, and the Lich, and being told, "Hey, kiddo, humanity being revoked. Good luck, have fun." And then Mammoth is literally just chilling with his grandfather, catching up on what's happened, and then
Huh.
eating ice cream and eventually falling to a curse of mischief.
Reese's is gonna look like fucking Doom. Like, she's gonna be ripping and tearing.
It's just that fucking. I know you said Doom, but I thought of Dune, and all I could think of was the woman that just screams whenever sandstorms show up. Da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. That's all I can
Yeah.
think of is just her standing like a pile of bones.
That rocks.
Lisa Al Gaib, the one who
Woody,
cuts off the arms.
the arm of the outer world.
The arm of the outer world. That's actually so good. That's a great reference. I love that. Oh. But also, because I won't be able to say it tomorrow in person, but happy early birthday, Megan.
Yeah.
Oh, happy
Oh,
early
no.
birthday.
Should we all sing?
No.
Sure. You want to sing an
On the
Elvish?
count of 3?
No.
I don't know how to sing in Elvish. I haven't done that shit
Uh,
since sophomore year of high school.
That's good. That's good shit. I learned very briefly how to sing it in Mandarin, but
That's cool.
I forgot most of it because that was like 6 years ago.
You know, there's probably a song in Japanese, but I never learned it.
Probably.
I learned a little bit of Cambodian.
Ooh!
You know how to sing Happy Birthday?
Nope. Negatory.
I was gonna say you can sing to yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that later. That's not sad.
No, don't say it like that.
I know that came out really wrong. I'm so sorry.
That sounded so sad.
That was really pathetic. Let's.
No.
So, anyways, I'm eating chips. This was a really good session. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I did too. I've got a lot of ideas.
I can't wait for you to cause chaos. You
God,
little
I'm gonna
chaos gremlin.
fucking get into so many issues.
You know, it is only probably gonna end up backfiring on me, but I I will look forward to seeing how it does. I was the one who lit the match while doused in gasoline, but I can't wait to see how it burns.
Somehow the barbarian is like the
Mm-hmm.
the
Voice
the
of reason?
yes. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to see, especially the barbarian with anger issues.
This
he
is such a
literally
weird dynamic.
he literally has a character, an NPC in his head being like, do good decisions. The opposite of what is inside all of your fucking heads. And then all of you are just like, I want a free dragon. Or I wanna do some random shit. I wanna call a guard out and say that his mom sucks. Or I wanna
Mom
try and
sucks.
No, it's saying his mom's a good lay.
it's only a compliment.
Anyway, I mean, I feel like
The
you'd be more
greatest-
embarrassed if your mom was a bad lay.
Either way, the implication that you know is just bad. There is no net neutral nor gain. It's just bad. Oh. But we reach diverging paths, and that's also happening right before a colossal battle.
Oh my god.
Nothing wrong will happen there.
It was really good knowing you guys.
Yeah,
it's
it
super
was nice
cool.
knowing ya.
That felt too real when you said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because it was.
It was a good run.
It was.
But you know, all those backup characters get a shine.
Oh, 49 of them.
All 49 of them. And you know what? You can just keep popping up. Maybe instead of Mammoth, you pop up, you can just be Mammal.
Oh.
Mammoth's older brother.
Hieronymus Jackson player character when?
Oh my god, dude.
Never.
Oh.
Never. I would. The second you got introduced, Meteor Swarm hits the second tower. No, I'm kidding. I've already allowed one plant race. I wouldn't care. How a awakened shrub gained enough sentience to be a player character? That would be something else to fucking figure out, but hey.
I mean, if 10 intelligence is all it takes.
No. No. That's not what it takes to become an adventurer.
I have so many good characters. And by so many, I have like one. But it's got a cool backstory.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Can't wait till Mammoth fucking eats it.
Yo, why is Reese in general?
Huh?
What?
Oh,
Like, yes.
that's fucking funny.
What are you talking about? Oh. I looked at general chat and I genuinely got excited. God damn it. I was like, oh, did Caitlin join? I didn't hear. Oh. That does kind of look like Reese.
That is Zahn from Farscape. She's a plant.
Use a plant?
Oh,
Yeah.
get a tea.
Damn.
Huh.
Sign me up to photosynthesize.
Why
Pretty
are you
much.
what I'm
blue?
Green thumb, blue thumb. It's all the